Viewers, our top story on India Global today, Prime Minister Modi's two-nation tour. He will first be going to the UK. He's embarked for his fourth visit to the UK, and that will be followed by his visit to the Maldives, where he will be attending the Independence Day celebrations there. Now, this is a landmark visit of the Prime Minister, where he will be signing the free trade agreement between India and the UK that is expected to double bilateral trade from current $60 billion to $120 billion over the course of the next 5 years. In his fourth visit to the UK, there will also be some important aspects that will come up on the strategic ties between India and UK, which will be regarding several issues related to terrorism and others. But this trip, whether both the UK and the Maldives come at a time when there's great political developments that are happening both in the Indo-Pacific and in the broader region. So what could be the big highlights of this visit, both to the UK and to the Maldives? This report has all the answers for you.
A whirlwind 4-day visit with 2 strategic pit stops. Prime Minister Narendra Modi travels to the UK and Maldives from July 23rd to the 26th, blending trade diplomacy with geopolitical recalibration. In London, Prime Minister Modi will sign a landmark India-UK free trade agreement, the first major post-Brexit deal for Britain and a big-ticket win for Indian exporters. The pact slashes tariffs on 99% of Indian goods headed to the UK, while opening India's booming market to British cars, whiskey and more. 3 years of back and forth and now the ink on paper. The FTA promises to turbocharge bilateral trade and deepen the economic embrace between New Delhi and London. Beyond commerce, this visit signals stronger strategic alignment from cybersecurity to climate action and a shared vision for an open Indo-Pacific. From London, Prime Minister Modi heads to Malé. He'll be the chief guest at the Maldives' 60th National Day, a symbolic gesture but one steeped in political meaning. This marks his first visit under President Mohammad Muizzu and the first since rocky diplomatic waters stirred by the India Out campaign and the island nation's pivot towards China. Once hailed as the cornerstone of India's neighbourhood-first policy, ties with Malé hit turbulence. Now Prime Minister Modi's trip is being seen as a reset, a chance to rebuild trust, reaffirm maritime cooperation, and re-anchor India's strategic footprint in the Indian Ocean. President Muizzu's visit to India last year hinted at a thaw. Modi's presence now sends a strong message that despite differences, diplomacy endures. With Ridhima Kedia, Gargi Rawat for NDTV World.
All right, Radhika joins us live on the broadcast. Radhika, it's going to be an important visit for India and for UK as well. There's lots lined up on the agenda, everything from trade to strategic ties on the table. Walk us through what could be the highlights of this visit.
Thanks, Gauri. The Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, is landing at 7:45 p.m. local time in the UK. And it's likely to be a little over 24 hours, a very short trip, but a very significant and a very busy trip nonetheless. There will be a brief meeting with some community members just tonight before Mr. Modi can get some rest, before a very busy 24th of July, which is likely to be historic for both the UK and for India. A political reset, really, an economic reset for wider collaboration with this signing of the FTA, which the UK and India is likely to perform tomorrow, when Prime Minister Modi will be meeting Sir Keir Starmer, his counterpart in the United Kingdom, the the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, at Chequers, which is a little outside of London. So that's where the meeting is likely to take place for over 2 hours. And like you rightly pointed, the highlight of this trip is going to be the free trade agreement and the signing of that deal to make that effective from as early as 2026, after a long series of negotiations that India has had with the United Kingdom, perhaps the longest in the history of the United Kingdom by any country, where the India is seen as one that did some tough negotiations on a variety of issues, including tariffs, including rights for temporary workers of India coming to the United States, contribute to their economy, but other topics on bilateral trade, as well as trying to get certain economic offenders back in the UK, back in India, who are at the moment in the UK, and extremists and terrorism also likely to be on the agenda, and as they share a cup of tea.
All right, we leave it there, Radhika. Thanks much for giving us that update.